Coming at you tonight on the long, lonely airwaves, it's Beacon House. For all you lovers out there. Ooh,
Get down to fucking.
get
Welcome to the Beacon House Podcast, recorded live in Knoxville, Tennessee.
You know, I think I'd be more interested in going to church if the veloci-pastor was a real thing.
veloci-pastor.
Have you seen that sci-fi movie?
I have not.
Yeah.
Is that a real movie?
Yeah, veloci-pastor. It's a pastor that's a part pastor, part velociraptor.
Are you shitting me?
No.
Where can we watch it? I'm watching it
I think
tonight.
it's like a sci-fi channel movie. Yeah.
That's incredible. Veloci-pastor.
Dude, look at the picture. I mean, how can you not...
Casey's pulling up the artwork for Veloci-pastor right now.
Boom, veloci-pastor. Oh, is that ninjas back there? Yes, it is ninjas back
Does it
there.
really have ninjas? Oh my God, this is incredible. What does it say? The man of the claw?
Oh my God.
Instead of the cloth?
Yes.
Veloci-pastor.
Veloci-pastor. I think I'd be way more into going to church if that was the case.
That was the thing. It sounds like we've got us a movie assignment coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Veloci-pastor.
Oh,
And
if
the
we
question's going to be like on a scale of not to a lot.
That reminds me of that. Remember
How
that
much does it
Tromo
ruffle
movie,
your feathers?
Poltergeist? Did you see Poltergeist? Where it was this giant man eating chicken, but it had like an afro.
or Thanksgiving.
Oh God. Oh God. Well, guys, welcome to another episode 80, in fact, 80, episode 80 of Beacon House Podcast. What's up?
20 away from 100.
Holy crap.
20
Whoa.
more weeks until episode 100.
Yeah, oh, man, it's been a crazy year, you guys. A lot of crazy stuff has happened this year, and we want to thank you guys for being with us again for most of another year here at Beacon House. And we're going to do another mailbag episode, just like we always do every 10 episodes here. We've got some questions to address, and we're actually going to pose a couple questions to one another.
1 month away from October, which everyone's saying September 1st, happy Halloween. Everyone's already saying
Are they?
Yeah, people are like, you know what? Halloween doesn't get enough treatment. We're going to start September 1st celebrating Halloween.
Incredible.
Which
Incredible.
means it's horror movie month.
Dude, I'm all
We
for
got
it.
60 days of horror movies.
60 days of horror movies.
61 days.
60 days of horror. I'm all about it, man. I'm 100%. I can't wait for
No,
fall to get
horror.
here.
You said 60 days of horrors.
I mean,
Is that a biblical thing? I feel like, did that happen in the Bible? Wait, was there some guy shit his pants or something? There was a rock, a bush was on fire.
We can.
I don't know anything.
and the Velocipastor showed up.
Veloci-pastor had 60 days of horrors. He's a man of the claw.
Okay, so here we go. You ready for the question?
Like instead of holy water, it's like, well, it's holy water, but it's splashed on you by a velociraptor.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, let's just go with the questions. I can't. I'm trying to be witty, but I can't. Stop looking at me like that. Hunter's looking at me with so condescendingly. He looked at me with pity. He actually looked at me with fucking pity.
And how does that feel?
Oh, you poor old bastard.
Yeah, the diabetic looks at you with pity.
No shit. He's over there smoking some insulin.
I like how that caught Hunter off guard. He just sat there nodding his head, and then he looked at me and just died.
Good. He deserves it.
So the first question I have here is from Leanne. Wonderful.
Oh,
Leanne from
Our
Nashville.
bro Leanne. What? She is a faithful listener. She
Get on
listens
that
a lot.
bird and scoot.
That's right. Get on that bird and scoot. Go on, Leanne. What's up? What do we got?
For all, she wants to know, what is your go-to road trip music?
Oh man, I can straight out tell you there's a lot. Generally, like before you even finished reading that question, I remember driving to Nashville so many times, always starting off with Butch Walker.
Yeah.
Often to see Butch Walker or other things, but back in the day when it was easier to get everybody together for a road trip, and there were so many cool shows that came to Nashville, we would haul ass in the middle of the night with a bunch of the guys, and we would just, Butch Walker was generally our soundtrack to Nashville and to go on road trips and things like that. But I would also say just whatever I've been listening to recently, like whatever just came out or whatever you want to talk about, you know.
Mine is a wide variety, because on the way to Alabama, I listened to Childish Gambino, Metallica, Mumford & Sons, Butch Walker, and surprisingly enough, in the back of my CD case, I found a Jack Johnson CD and slid it in there, and I forgot how much I actually enjoy listening to Jack Johnson.
Do you have a little bit of bro rape?
Yeah.
Driving to Alabama, listening to Jack Johnson.
Yeah, GameCube, Natty Light, and a big black dildo. Have you seen that video, Hunter? Oh,
You
my
ever seen
God.
Bro Rape? Everybody YouTube Bro Rape.
Donald
It's fucking-
Glover's in that.
I
He's
know.
the
So
one-
is Dan Moynihan.
Oh, no shit.
What's his name? The guy from he's on SNL now. He's another one of the guys. There's a bunch of famous people in it.
That's insane.
It was a viral YouTube video. It's pretty
Childish
funny.
Childish
Donald
Gambino is
Glover.
the first guy that does it to someone.
Yeah, he spits on his hand. You know, it's incredible.
It's basically to catch a predator, but these guys catch bros going to rape other
Yeah,
bros.
are you Chad Brochill 79? No.
Are you sure? What's in the bag? He goes, nothing. He goes, all right, let me see this bag. He goes, Natty Light, 6-pack Natty Light. He goes, GameCube with Mario
It's
Kart, Double Dash. And he's like, oh, it's a fun game, man. It's
Who doesn't like Mario Kart?
Who doesn't? Yeah. And he's like, a Jack Johnson CD. Come on, man. He's soothing. He's like cool. He's cool and soothing. He's like, and a big black dildo. And he's like, I don't know whose that is.
And that's Bob. It's Bobby Moynihan.
Bobby Moynihan.
Bobby Moynihan is that guy. Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible.
Oh man.
Yeah, bro rape. So that's Hunter. What about your road trip?
I have. It's what Casey said and what you said. It's just a hodgepodge of things. But my go-tos, at least where I start, tend to be high energy kind of rock,
Like
In
Slipknot,
Flames, or
In Flames.
not In Flame, not Slipknot.
Right,
Slipknot's just too aggressive. Like there's a line for me when I'm driving.
dude. Slipknot
But-
just booked a European tour with Behemoth.
Yeah, that's gonna be insane.
Behemoth is an insanely heavy band.
Mm-hmm.
Like dark, the dark arts heavy. Like you go see Behemoth and you're tarnished for at least 7 years.
Yeah, but I need piercing melody to get driving, and
Oh, of course, of
Slipknot
course.
has that, but it's chunky. So Breaking Benjamin, In Flames, and then the odd one out is the soundtrack to Your Name.
Yeah,
That's just got a lot of like feel good music to it.
Sure.
So those three things will
all
get
right.
me going fast and quell the road rage.
Quell the road rage. What else? What are you getting? Any other questions over here? What's up?
Do you have any, Hunter? I can do another one if you guys.
No, I got texted. This is not a question for us. It's a random. Sorry.
All right. Next question I got here.
Just read your texts. I'll answer them for you on the podcast.
The next question I have. Let's see what two totally normal things become really weird if you do them back to back. And I actually, when I saw this question, I was like, oh, I got the perfect answer for it.
I would easily say coffee and brush teeth.
What two totally normal things become really weird if you do them back to back? Well, I've always like if I brush my teeth and drink a cup of coffee, for some reason to me like I can taste it better.
Really?
It might just be because of the mint.
Maybe I don't rinse well enough. I always have toothpaste taste and everything like that. Two other normal things that get really weird.
Well, what I thought is two normal things that become really weird when you do them back to back is pooping and
cooking.
laughing maniacally.
And cooking. That's a bad idea to poop and cook.
No, look, you can laugh maniacally and it's normal, and you can poop and it's normal. You do them back to back, it's a little weird.
Oh, you should record it with your phone. I can imagine. It probably sounds like a machine gun. I love watching YouTube videos on the bathroom. I don't know. Hunter, what do you got?
Shout out, Ferg.
What fucking two things? Oh, for the record, just perpetually shout out John Ferguson. Fucking
For
love
the
you.
record, two things that are weird together.
Normal, but they're weird if you do them back to back or
Yeah.
together.
Oh, I heard together. Is it back to back or
Back to
together?
back.
Romance with farting.
Okie doke.
I feel like in that little bit of silence where we had no idea how to respond to that, you should just get a good old fart and put it in there.
Get like 4 seconds of the intro to what is it? Damn it! That song by George Michael.
What? What is happening to you right now? This is the weirdest you've ever been, right? Today on this podcast.
He had some new.
You guys have never been in the throes of like
I've never been in the throes of a George Michael fart. We'll put it that way.
George Michael and farts. Yeah.
What throes have you been in? buddy?
Wham!
Oh my god!
Wham out your butt.
Jesus, please me stop, Casey. Hurry up and read another question.
What are some fun and interesting alternatives to war that countries could settle their differences with?
Fun and interesting, like
What
a
are
board
some-
game.
What are some fun and interesting alternatives to war that countries could settle their differences with?
Fucking Scrabble. Do that.
Jello wrestling.
Can you see Trump trying to defend us?
Kim
against-
Jong-un and dress.
Yeah, and Trump just Jello wrestling. Trump's fucking hair would be all crazy. It would have so much like Jello in it. It would be. He'd look like the Statue of Liberty.
An organized debate.
God, that'd be amazing.
Like a fucking discussion, maybe.
At least then the average person, if they televise it, the average person would be able to get something out of all this conflict. You know, they see these world leaders having to like fight in the Jello, mud wrestling, Jello wrestling, or like when they wear those big sumo costumes and they fight in that'd be pretty good too. You know what I'm talking about? What do you got over there? You see Casey sees something.
If you were held at gunpoint and told that if you didn't impress them with your dance moves, you would be killed, what dance moves would you bust out? I would bust out the bass banana.
Fuck, of course you would.
Of course you would.
You would take over the whole city.
You'd get home. You'd get home safe and sound. And they would, in fact, be your new friend.
Going to Hunter's wedding and watching him dance. I loved you. I'll support you.
Yeah, I'll be dead too, though.
I don't know what dance. I don't really dance so well. I have a lot of fake parts and I'm clumsy. I'd probably be a goner. But I would definitely try to do some locking before. Like maybe not popping so much, but locking. I can lock a little bit.
You try to pop and lock before rigor mortis set in?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I can actually lock a little bit. Eat shit.
And I've seen you dance. I've seen you dance at the Valerium on the dance floor with glow sticks and a lot of gin.
And a lot of gin. Takes a lot of gin to get me on the dance floor.
I would just wiggle.
Let's see. What ridiculous and untrue yet slightly plausible theory can you come up with for the cause of the common ailment like headaches or cavities?
Wait, read the first part of that again.
What ridiculous and untrue yet slightly plausible theories can you come up with for the cause of common ailments like headaches or cavities?
Oh, that's pretty good. Like you would tell somebody as a joke.
Yeah.
They go,
and they would believe. Like you tell a younger child and be like, oh, I have a cavity. It's like, you know what causes cavities, don't you? Little gremlins in your teeth. When every time you eat sugar, you feed the gremlins and they chip away at your teeth.
No offense to whoever sent that question in, but hearing the wording of it gives me a headache right now.
Dude.
I bet I can guess who it was. Gives you a headache. I guarantee I know who it is.
I would make up a fake remedy. If somebody said, I've been having some pain in my tooth. Like I've got a tooth pain. I'd be like, well, you have to keep a cat on your tooth.
You gotta take your cat's paw and put it in your mouth.
Take its paw and run it right up under your gum there and see what happens.
Oh my God.
Dude, did you hear about, what was it, Army Hammer? Did you see that? So the guy that played Lone Ranger, Army Hammer, apparently had like...
That's his real name?
Yeah.
I love that.
There's a 7-minute video rolling around where I believe it's his son.
Oh, kissed his foot or whatever?
No, it's like sucking on his toes. And he's just like sitting there just like, laughing about it.
Kid sucking on his own toes?
No, his dad's toes.
Ew.
And he's doing it for like 7 minutes straight. And the guy is just like giggling and laughing about it.
Okie doke.
It's one of those things where you watch it and you just kind of giggle and you're like, I'm so uncomfortable right now.
Oof, that's cringy.
Yeah, that's the thing where like little kids, because this looks like a toddler in the video, they do weird shit. So you can't help that, but maybe don't encourage it for that amount of time, and
gross.
Maybe don't record it and post it.
Yeah,
you imbecile.
Gross. You imbecile. You imbecile.
Do you have any questions? Take a little break between all the questions I got.
Yeah. One person that sent something in. So over the weekend, I made another derogatory comment about the Quokka.
You hateful bastard.
So look, everyone said, "What's the story with you and the Quokka?" And like our friend Hannah Isasaki, shout out Hannah, posted a thing today, tagged me in it. It was a Quokka post, So here's my deal with the Quokka. Okay, not actually. I have no actual reason to hate the Quokka, but it came at a time where I had found this picture of probably the cutest animal ever to live, and it's called the Japanese dwarf squirrel. If you don't know what that is, pause this. Google it. You'll know what I'm fucking talking about. The cutest thing ever. They look like cotton balls with friendship.
The Quokka is cuter.
But dude, let me tell you something about the fucking Quokka. So Casey starts that shit up. Okay. And he goes, I wasn't even talking about the Quokka. And he comments in, he goes, what about this thing? This thing's cuter than the dwarf squirrel. So not only was it not cuter than the dwarf squirrel, but this fucking thing, he sends me the picture of this thing, and it's this mangy bastard. It basically looks like the Caddyshack gopher with dysentery. And it's like, okay, it does look like it's smiling in all the selfies, okay? But I went and watched a video.
You can also, it's like the capybara. You can pick them up and handle them, and they're totally fine.
Actually, not true. And I will get ready for some facts about the Quokka. For starters, the reason that they seem so happy is because this one island that most of them, not all of them, but most of them live on, they have no natural predators. So it's just a fucking free for all here. So they're just super fucking happy. But they only look like that when somebody gets right up on them with a cell phone. If you just see videos of them, they look like mangy, big brown turds. And it's basically just a giant rat. Okay. So much so that the island they lived on, it's called like Rot Nest, and it means rat nest. The Quokkas got the island named Rat Nest, and hundreds of people every year are bitten by the Quokka because they fuck with it and they probably deserve it. Okay, but get this. Listen, what this bastard does. They're a marsupial, so they keep their little baby in the pouch, which seems on the surface like a nice thing. But when if they feel like they're in danger, either from a predator or a person or a car coming or whatever like that, they dump the baby out of the pouch as a distraction and run off, leaving the baby to be devoured by a spinning tire or a wolf or something like that.
That sounds like Darwinism at its finest to me.
The Quokka is a piece of shit. Okay,
in a zombie apocalypse, dumping the kid off so you can get away from the zombies is the smart thing to do.
He's possibly right. But anyway, that's why I was so... And Casey keeps coming at me with this fucking Quokka. Anything I think is cute. If I think there's like
look at this donkey. It's so cute. Not as cute as the Quokka.
Hey, look at this picture of my cat. It's cute. It's always not as cute as the Quokka. And I know that the Quokka is a fucking turd, and it drives me incessantly mad. That's my whole story. So Angie, a.k.a. Daily Llama, there's your answer about the fucking Quokka.
That's right.
If you see one, I hope you stomp the shit out of it.
Daily Llama. Yeah, so...
Yeah, Angie famously revealed at one of our last mailbag meetups that she was, in fact, Daily Llama, the phone app that had been sending me llama pictures, and apparently lots of other people. Anyway.
If all the states in the U.S. were represented by food, what food would each state be represented by? Tennessee, meth.
You got that song on your brain.
Is meth food?
That's a dangerous question in the state.
It's a fair question, right? I don't know.
That's a 50-part question, too. How do you answer that?
Let's do this.
Alaska would be salmon. Chicago would be hot dogs. New York would be pizza.
But wait, maybe not what they serve in just like what the state looks like. Like, what would Florida be? It looks like an old rotten banana.
Florida would be a fucking armpit.
It does look like an armpit, too.
Florida would be a shriveled
Texas
jalapeno.
looks kind of like a ribeye steak.
Yeah.
It looks like a side of beef. Texas, a side of beef. Yeah, beef.
California is the one bad fry in your batch.
Oh, see.
That's like the best fry, though. It's the one that's all like mush.
It's the tastiest, but it's also the emptiest.
That's fair. It's all shriveled up.
There's so many double meanings in your explanation right here. Hunter is saying so many subversive things.
I guess Tennessee would be what, a Twinkie?
I don't know.
Some sort of
little Debbie cake.
Whatever it would be, it wouldn't be the winning version of that thing.
No. Boom.
Sorry.
It would be the one that they toss out.
Yeah. Sorry for offending any Vols fans out there. This is less than 24 hours from when Tennessee debuted their.
We would be the orange cream puff.
2019 football season by losing to Georgia State, which is a team that wasn't even ranked. It's basically like the Georgia School of like basket weaving and cosmetology.
Well, if they're not even ranked, they automatically won because they're not worried about losing in the first place. We came in with expectations, and that's never been good for us.
That's true. What's next?
What movie completely changes its plot when you change one letter in its title? What's that new movie about? And I actually thought about this. If you change Flubber to Blubber and made it a documentary about whale fat.
He's got us there. Oh, man.
I love this question. That's a great one.
Just change one letter of the movie title. And what's your new movie about?
Pulp Friction.
I don't need to know what that's about.
Nobody wants to know what that's about. Nobody wants to know what that's about. Nobody wants to know what that's about.
Hold on. Is
Jurassic Pork.
Instead of it's is. What would that be about, though?
Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here.
I just want to take this Windex and spray you like a bad cat. Get.
1 mile. It's actually a walking documentary.
Why is your Stephen King's one?
Or 8 Mule.
Oh, I was doing 8 Mile. Yeah, I see. Yeah. That one works too, though.
It's a subversive Western from the inner streets of Philadelphia, by God.
Green Mile is green mild. It's about a
documentary
taco
about
cook-off.
It's a documentary about menthol cigarettes.
Oh God.
Walk the Pine. It's about a Bigfoot documentary.
Yeah.
Let's see. No, I
Mill rats.
I don't know.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Sack. That's what they just Rochambeau each other all day.
Oh no.
I used to have a friend that would go, I'd be like, hey, I want that. He'd go, no, I want that. And he would go, I'll Rochambeau you for it, but I get to go first. Do you know what Rochambeau means? That's where you can't block or anything. You just kick each other right in the balls as hard as you can. And whoever goes down first is the loser. Typically, whoever goes first is also who goes last.
Let's see.
That's a great question.
What would be the absolute worst name you could give your child?
Didn't somebody say they were going to name their kid Optimus Prime? The worst name you could give your child? I don't know. I guess it depends on what means. Do you know? It's funny. I did see I saw like a portrait or something of a first grade or second grade class now in 2019, and the names were hilarious. Like the names people are naming their children are very few conventional names anymore. Like everything is super like out there, and it was really, really funny. I don't know. I know that I don't know. I have a friend who has a daughter and recently has like dated some people, and the boys that she's dating in like high school age boys have the funniest names. Like one of them's name is Hilton, and it's just
The other one's Bradley.
Dude, it's pretty funny. Pretty funny stuff.
I think the worst name you can give your kid is naming them after a character of a TV show that's popular now and won't be popular in 20 years from now when they're older. Like people naming their daughters Daenerys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
for
yeah,
like
yeah.
Game of Thrones, or like having a bunch of boys named Jon Snow.
Of course.
Like,
Monk Johnson.
Dude, no, I totally didn't. A lot of people get mad that who named their kids Daenerys.
Yeah.
And then she went fucking nuts, and then the show sucked at the end, and they're like, "Oh damn it!"
Yeah,
like,
way to do it based on a thing you haven't even seen the end of.
yeah. It's like the people that all got the Zodiac tattoos, and then the Zodiac changed, and they're like, "Oh crap,"
Was it Sean Ireland recently that posted about Zodiac signs?
Probably,
Yeah.
probably.
Stupid.
Shot Eye. That's amazing.
Sean Ireland is the worst name you could give your kid.
Shout out
There's
Sean
only one
Ireland.
of him in the universe.
Yeah.
Shout out Sean.
Now, maybe take a little break, or I don't know how long we're running here, but we could. I know you mentioned to have a couple questions ready for each other.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun if each one of us were to pose a question, and the other two have to answer it, or maybe two questions.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I like it. I have a few rattling around in my brain, but why don't you go first?
Let's do rounds, and we'll do we'll ask. You'll ask one, and we'll answer it, and then we'll come back to you. Yeah, go ahead. Do this one. Hit us with one.
Hit you with one. Okay. So I'm gonna do a music one because I think you guys are really musically inclined.
Fucking nerds.
Yeah, music nerds.
Total music nerds.
Outside of your favorite music, the music that you always listen to, what is something that you find yourself listening to and being surprised by how much you enjoy it when you listen to it, even though you don't listen to it often? Like, so basically something that comes on the radio or turns on your Spotify and you're like, oh shit, I didn't realize that I would enjoy this, but I really do.
100% the music my parents listen to, which is particularly a guy named Vic Damone, who's kind of one of the crooners, sort of like Sinatra or Sammy Davis or somebody like that, but his name is Vic Damone, and he wrote this crazy weird album called Strange Enchantment, and it's got all these songs about, they're supposed to have sort of almost like a tropical kind of a thing. It's really weird, and it was one of my dad's favorite artists. And then my mom liked a singer named Peggy Lee, who also covered Fly Me to the Moon and a bunch of stuff like that. But man, I will tell you this. I find this is very fresh too. Actually, I even talked to my therapist about this recently, but there was one day recently where it had just been a crazy week and I was just fucking done. I was spent, man. I was just mentally and physically exhausted. And something happened, but all the stuff I had to do that night kind of cleared up, and I just sort of had a clear schedule for a minute. And man, I just got in the car, put this old music on, drove to the store and just bought something real simple to eat, and just kind of had an evening to myself listening to this stuff the whole time. It was so fucking therapeutic and so nice. And man, it really transported me. It totally took me back. And there was no guitar, there was no drums and rock, it was just completely different. But it was so incredibly thick and dense and lush, and it just felt like I had jumped into a swimming pool, and it was incredible. So that I would say my answer is that like old stuff, super old stuff like that. That's just like, from like the 40s and stuff
which is roughly my answer. Mine was like 1920s and 30s music. Like
right.
I recently got back into Ink Spots, who did the famous song "I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire." Which was made popular for me by Fallout 3.
Right.
That whole soundtrack to that video game is just incredible. Old, like 20s, 30s music.
There you go.
I can get behind that music all day, every day.
Yeah. And this is sort of vaguely the same kind of era. I mean, it may be 20 or 30 years off, but this is kind of the same thing I'm talking about too.
Yeah.
Like there's something about it that's just, I don't know, man. I would say to any of the listeners, if you've not dipped your toe in that pool ever, go listen to some of that stuff. Even if you just listen to like the Glenn Miller classics, like the big band stuff. But pre-1960, there was a lot of very clever music. A lot of people act like music started in the 60s because that's when the Beatles and everything happened. But there really was a lot of cool stuff, even before rock and roll, pre-rock and roll, which you could kind of date it back to the late 40s. But man, it's incredible. Incredible.
Yeah.
I think the go-to for that, I was thinking country originally because I do like some of that, but that's one, a boring answer, and two, that's also a genre. But what you got specific with people, Spencer, and it made me think, growing up listening to everything that was popular then, and then also what my dad grew up listening to. I liked all of it, but the one that stands out the most is the Moody Blues.
Oh, dude.
For me, because they seem to be like the forgotten wonder of that era,
right?
Responsible for so much good music that is just brushed under the rug and no one remembers. And it's because the reason they stand out is because of their sound. It's super poppy, it's super duper catchy, but it is really mellow and really kind of dark without being sad or depressing.
Yeah,
the name of the band is super apt, and they've got stuff like Blue Jay, I think, is one of their songs. Wildest Dreams, I Know You're Out There Somewhere. Nights in White Satin, obviously Tuesday afternoon.
One of the first ever vinyl albums I ever saw in my life was the Moody Blues, and I think my parents had it, or my grandmother gave it to whatever. Some adults had it. I was a child, but I remember seeing that album cover, and they were, and I think it's the one that had Nights in White Satin on it. But they're super slick.
Fun fact: as a child, I thought Nights in White Satin was about curtains because of the video that I saw. There's just like curtains going by on the TV.
Shit.
Had no idea. No concept of what that could mean.
That was a good question, dude. I hope everybody goes and checks all those things out.
And
you get a switch up.
Ink Spots. Anything they do, which is really interesting because I've noticed listening to it at work. I had set my Pandora radio station when I get to work to Ink Spot Radio. All their songs start off with that guitar beat. That I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire guitar.
Right.
It's very strange because every time I hear a song come on, I'm like, ooh, it's that song. And then I look and it's some completely different song than Ink Spots did. So I wonder if it was like
There's a certain style of guitar that was sort of the Django Reinhardt gypsy style guitar that was really big in the 20s. And Django Reinhardt is this famous guitarist that was, he was a gypsy, I think, but he was way back in the 20s, and he was like missing a finger, or he only had like two fingers on his left hand or something crazy, but he was prolific for back then. And I mean, he has exactly that sound, that hollow body type, that jazz kind of thing going on, and it's incredible.
Before we move on from music, one more for those of you, if any of you are fans of Korn at all that listen or ever were, a big influence on them that sounds nothing like them, Dokken. Really good stuff.
Dokken?
Yeah, I didn't know. I found out the other day, but Dokken was huge for the guitar players in Korn.
And for your buddy sitting right here, too. Yeah. I studied Dokken incessantly.
Dokken is amazing stuff.
The Dokken album that lit me completely alight was called Back for the Attack. And it was the hottest guitar sound I had ever... It had just as much of an effect on me in terms of like building the guitar cables and all the shit I do with like strings and pedals and like the minutia. Yeah. Dokken was a huge part of that because that guy had the craziest, most electric, pun intended, tone I've ever heard anybody have. It literally sounded like lightning was jumping out of his fingers. And he was a world class. The guitarist was named George Lynch.
Yeah,
world class guitar player. And for all that hair metal like cock rock, they were definitely one of the better bands. But most people think their best album is Tooth and Nail. Mm-hmm. Do what you will with it, but definitely go back and check out some Doc, and it's insane. But they also did the song for Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors.
Yeah.
And a video that had Freddie in the video getting after them. And I think George's guitar comes alive and kills Freddie. Anyway, it's worth a YouTube rabbit hole for sure. And I want to say about the two albums I was talking about, if you guys want to check out either one of those things, the Victimone, and that's Damone, Victimone is an album called Strange Enchantment. And it will, just put it on in the car, man. You'll know what I'm talking about. And there's Peggy Lee, her album called Pretty Eyes is phenomenal. And those are also two of the records I identify with, like both of my parents, and we used to drive out to Clinton and listen to those albums. And, oh man, it's just something else.
I was trying to look up Ink
those are all on
Spot's
Spotify too.
albums, and I don't think they had an album. They just
all
had greatest
singles.
hits.
Oh, 100%.
But so, Hunter, you got a question?
I'm undecided. I've been thinking about it all day. So somebody else go first. I will settle on one, but I don't have one yet.
What? A question you mean?
The question for the group thing.
Okay, I'll do another one real quick. This is my second one that I prepared for the group. If you had a time machine, but it only goes to one place, and that place is yourself, it goes back to you on your 18th birthday, the day you become an adult. If you had to go back and give some advice to your 18-year-old self, the day you became an adult, from now, knowing what you know now, if you had to go back and give your 18-year-old self some advice, what would you say? And it can't be something financial like invest in Apple or invest in Google, or it can't be like that. It could be financial like, dude, here's how best way to handle your money, but it can't be like Back to the Future, here, bet on these stocks kind of a thing.
That's a good one. I would, for sure, because I think about this a lot, and the way that your mistakes more than even your successes make you who you are. So I've always thought it'd be nice to go back and correct some of that stuff, but then I wonder, would I be who I am now without the journey? But one thing that I could do is go back and be like, some stuff is going to suck, but it'll make you better. For the love of God, take better care of yourself. Just health-wise. At 18, me couldn't have given a damn about the fact that I was diabetic, and I was running my body into the ground and didn't know it because I was so messed up for so long. It felt normal, and then when I got normal, it felt bad for a while. So that's just not good. So that one thing could correct a lot of stuff without disrupting the journey of self, in quotes.
Not bad. What do you think?
I think the only advice I'd give my 18-year-old self is don't worry so much. You give yourself stomach ulcers. Mm-hmm. Don't do it.
You're going to be
it's not worth it.
One day you're going to find yourself in a banana costume. Don't question it.
Yeah.
Just do it. You're going to own the city.
In 3 years from now, you're going to be insanely awesome at dancing on a go-go night in a fruit outfit. Own it. No, just, over the years, I have been a giant worrywart of anxiety and paranoia and stress.
Right.
And I think if I went back in time and told my 18-year-old self, I'd be like, look, it's not as complicated as you think. Worrying too much doesn't make it easier. Makes it harder.
I think that's great advice. That's solid advice for anybody.
Just go for it.
Yeah, that's really, really good advice.
And try weed earlier than you should.
Start now.
Vape pens are going to become a really cool thing. Invest in vape pens.
Dude, I think I would go back and tell my 18-year-old self, when people show you who they are, believe them. Mm-hmm. That's something that I think I've probably down through the years made a lot of excuses for people who were in the process of hurting me or were going to hurt me or were going to turn out to just not be healthy for me or negative or things like that. And I just tended to it's amazing how blinded you get if you convince yourself you love something or somebody. And you can justify a lot of things with that. But I think ultimately it's most important to love yourself first, because from that point, it's the only place you can actually make real decisions. You know what I mean? And if there's a religious aspect, obviously that means you love God first. And through God, you understand love, and then you make decisions from there. And I'm not saying put yourself before God or anybody if you believe in God. I'm saying it just, if you put, you know what I'm saying, don't put other people above you, because then you become useless to them and everyone and that kind of thing. And I would probably also tell my 18-year-old self, be prepared for a lot of loss. There's going to be a lot of loss, both emotionally and physically. Yeah. And I would definitely say, like, whoever those people are. I thought about this recently too. We may have even talked about this, but if there's anybody you need to, like, apologize to, just do it. Just go say you're sorry to that person. You never know what could happen. They could get hit by a train tomorrow. With no guarantees. You know, like you don't have to be right. You don't have to be. It doesn't even have to be resolved. All you have to do is just say, "Hey, I love you and I'm sorry." That's huge. That goes a long way. And it saves years and years and years. Like, I know people in families that have these weird standoffs and things. Like, it's the veil of death is so big, and it's so, this is getting real serious. The veil of death is so big and scary and permanent that whatever it is you're if there's somebody you're upset with or whatever, like, it erases all of your silly human feelings.
Yeah.
Completely. Like, none of what you're mad about matters in the long run. It really doesn't. But that divide, when somebody dies, that divide is so great and so permanent. You'll wish that you would have done it years and years before. I would probably tell myself that. Not that I hold grudges really that bad. I didn't. I was on real good terms with my parents when they passed away, so I wasn't anything like that. But I've seen other people lose people that they had unresolved issues with, and it's got to be horrible, you know.
Well, just the reaching out. I didn't have issues with my ex-bandmate who killed himself a couple years ago, but the thing, I told that before, but the thing leading up to it was
so
like
one
a
last
few
cup of
weeks
coffee
before. Yeah, I thought about texting him, and I was like, I don't have anything to say but hi, and he's not going to care. And then 3 weeks later, I think it was, he was gone, and I was like,
yeah,
I should have said hi.
That's, dude, one of my favorite guys on the podcast, Dean Del Rey, the Let There Be Talk guy. He will tell you, he'll go, don't sit it out, don't stay home, don't not go see that band, don't not go see that friend, don't not send that text. Like, there is no tomorrow. There might be, but there possibly not a tomorrow. Like, do it now. Do it. If you're thinking about somebody's on your mind, fucking do it, man. Like, that's the persistence of time, I think, is, you know, that's an Anthrax, also a great album by Anthrax, but also germane to this discussion. Hey,
I think with what you said, I have another answer, which is, if I had to go back and talk to my 18-year-old self, I would tell them that being cynical and jaded is not as interesting as you think it is. It's not as cool and hip as you think it is right now. And I know that your friends all think that it's neat that you're cynical and jaded and have a different outlook on life, but over time it just kind of cements itself in your brain, and it's not as cool when you turn 30 and you're still cynical and jaded.
That's a really good point.
That is a really good point.
The more you open yourself up to just love stuff and not try and question it, so you can poke the holes in a thing and just let a thing be good for you, is the happier you're going to be.
That's totally true too. And I will, in defense of that mindset, I will say, I think most people, when the first time in their life they find themselves becoming a little jaded or a little cynical, I don't think that that's because they're not a good person. I think that's because they've started to develop a little bit of critical thinking. Yeah. And if you look at the world is ridiculous and the world is stupid. And, like, you're going to find things where you go, that sucks, or I don't like that, or I'm opposed to that, or nope, not going to be like that, or that's not my kind of people. Or as soon as you become a critical thinker with any type of free thought expression, you're going to have a little bit of cynicism. But as long as you, like they said, Frank Zappa was very cynical, but he had a really good sense of humor about his cynicism. Yeah. You know, he would go, yeah, I'm fucking old crotchety fart is cynical. So, and he wasn't actually cynical in the long run, but I think that's a tremendously good point. You know, they say it's not about what you see, it's about how you see. Yeah. I heard somebody say that recently. Like, we have to adjust not what we see, but how we see. You know what I mean? Like, and I struggle with that too.
That information has been cropping up in my life over and over in the last week. Over and over. That's crazy.
I find out I have a hard time following principles like that when I get stressed. When I'm under a lot of stress is when you see the worst side of me, because I am all just reactions. And
would you say that at that point when you're stressed out that we would see your true colors? That's why I love you.
True colors.
And don't be afraid. All right, Hunter, do you have a question?
I was like, I've never done it slow before. I have to do a ballad.
Don't run away.
Coming at you tonight on the long, lonely airwaves, it's Beacon House for all you lovers out there.
Ooh, get down to fucking.
Was that it? Is there any more?
Oh, God.
I have one
I've got
more,
the
but
question for the group, and I keep...
Get it, dude. Tell us.
Because
So
I have my last one, but it's gonna light this place on fire.
Okay, cool. So this is a silly one, but I thought fun. It was the first thing that popped in my head when we talked about this, and that's why I put it off. But it's all I'm stuck with. If you had to be the child of any sitcom father, which one would you pick?
Uncle Phil.
He's your uncle.
He would be my dad.
You said if I had to be the child of any sitcom father?
Yeah. Of any sitcom across the eras, if you had to pick one to be your dad.
Yeah, no, Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince.
Dude, that's pretty good. Uncle Phil's badass.
Because he would set me straight, but he'd also, like, if shit went down, he'd be there.
I hadn't even thought of that. That
Does
trumps the
Veronica
whole
Mars-
question.
Honestly, I think Uncle Phil, because it's the most like my actual dad. He
Kinda,
has that,
yeah,
he has
I
that
get
mentality.
that feeling. Yeah.
That makes sense.
He'll put me in my place if I need to be put there, but he's also always got my back. So,
Dude, does Veronica Mars count as a sitcom? I would
No,
totally
not-
like
it's
to
not
be
a sitcom.
Keith Mars as the kid.
That's not a sitcom, though. We're talking Everyone Loves Raymond and
Full House. Ooh, shit,
House
Peter
and-
Boyle.
Oh, no. I'll say it. Since I need to pick an actual dude. Dave Chappelle from Chappelle Show. I'd love to be Dave Chappelle's kid.
Sitcom.
sitcom. Yeah.
Like Bob Saget from
No.
Full House.
What a bunch of Barneys. I don't know. I like Full House as much as the next guy. But
See, that's the problem. I keep
I'm
like thinking.
oh, I can't wait for him to be my dad.
Peter Boyles would be a good dad to have. The grandpa from Everybody Loves Ray.
That is true.
I'm glad that this is posed to you two because what you said about a bunch of Barneys, like the things I keep going to are Fred Flintstone, the dinosaur dad from all these like asshole fathers.
Fucking.
Just it seems like it'd be awful.
Oh, well,
everywhere I
Fred
go.
Flintstone was 100% modeled after Jackie Gleason on The Honeymooners. So I'll say Jackie Gleason from The Honeymooners.
One of these days, Alice.
One of these days. Norton!
Well, dude, Terry Crews was the dad, and Everybody Hates Chris, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember the show, so I can't remember what he was like as a father. But knowing it's Terry Crews on the inside makes me feel better about it. So.
I'm changing my answer. I want to be all the way back to the fucking show that had John Travolta as a high school student. Welcome Back, Kotter. I would want to be that fucking guy.
Welcome back. What?
Kotter.
What?
K-O-T-T-E-R. Welcome Back, Kotter.
Can you say that on this podcast?
What? I would want to be that guy's kid. He was awesome.
Shut up, you cunt. Not Spencer Hunter. I'm still
Well,
steaming
me
about
too.
that.
Kind
The
of.
title of this episode needs to be a timestamp for my mom to skip.
Oh, your mom doesn't like to see you next Tuesday?
No, she doesn't.
Take that.
So my last question.
Okay.
I'm about to light this room
This is
on
going to be.
fire.
This is the final question too.
What's our time
We're
looking?
getting close. We're
Okay.
getting close.
So, if you had to take all your pets that you've ever had
Oh no.
in the entire world,
He's about to fuck me up so bad.
If you take all your pets, they're all alive now, every single pet that you've ever owned. They're all in your house, and they all
you have any
transform into
idea-
Quokkas.
Do you have any idea what kind of cat box I would have to clean out? Oh, go on.
And they all turn into Quokkas. How would you handle the fact that you now have a ton of Quokkas in your house?
I feel like this is obviously not a question for all of us. This is directed at me.
Then I'll take it first. It would be easy peasy because of the three
Because
pets I've ever owned.
you can boil Quokkas and turn them into insulin. You fucker. Is that why?
You can.
I would have one spastic Quokka that was kept in line by the older one, and then I would have a Bilbo Quokka that was the fattest one and just chilled on a beanbag all day. It'd be fine.
We would be happy.
It'd be the most peaceful Quokka existence you've ever had.
I would have like 4 or 5 Quokkas just hanging out. How many Quokkas would you have, Spence?
I would
4
have-
if I count Ripley,
I would have
but
like
Mom took him.
20 Quokkas, probably. I've had a lot of pets. Damn it. I don't know.
Would you
No,
supply me with the insulin for life then?
Okay. In all fairness, I do love animals, so I wouldn't be mean to the Quokka. I'd
Yeah,
be
you'd
sick of
kill
hearing
it
about
before
it.
you boiled it.
No, I wouldn't. I'd stomp the shit out of it if it tried to bite me, though. I'd defend myself against the Quokka.
He would take pictures to selfies with the Quokkas all the time.
Bro, I would totally get a capybara and bring it over. And
You'd be the dude that people see on those, like, when you look at this picture, you'll never believe, and, like, the police find you because you're the Quokka selfie guy, but someone saw that one of them had a black eye. It's because they tried to bite you and you
I
punched
lost
it in the
it. I have
face.
no idea where you're going. What?
The shit where, like, these dudes...
he made a domestic violence joke, but inserted a Quokka into it.
No, have you guys not seen that? Where
That's
there's
like he
always
did to his anus.
some... Brown starfish,
Now,
black and blue this season.
I'll give you the option. I'll give you the option of taking, because all the Quokkas still act like the pets. Like they still have the pets mentality.
They're just a Quokka
But
now.
I'll give you the opportunity to sell all 20 of your Quokkas for one capybara.
I would do it.
Really?
100%.
You would sell your cats for a capybara?
I like the capybara way better than the Quokka.
Yeah, but they're still your cats. They're just in a Quokka's body.
That's not my cats.
That is.
Yeah, that's just a stinky old flea-bitten piece of crap from that weird island. Fuck the Quokka. I hope
You
bitter.
can't talk about that's awful.
For the record, if there are any Quokka like purists out there, I don't intend any harm on these noble creatures.
He'd only beat it after it was
Noble.
dead.
Noble.
You said noble with such hate.
With these noble creatures, the noble Quokka deserves its place in the world, just not on my phone in meme form.
I think I would want puffins instead.
Puffin.
The bird.
Do you seen how much bird shit?
Dude from Star Wars
Have
Last
you seen
Jedi.
Have you seen a puffin?
I have seen a puffin, but if you had like 20 of them, you'd be sleeping on a bed of shit.
I only had like 4 or 5 pets growing up. Look at this. Look at this cutie patootie. Come on.
It's a cute. I get it. By the way, if we're talking about
Which, by the way, the things in the new Star Wars movie,
yeah.
I believe it was puffins that was all over this island. I think it was puffins. The island was covered in
It
them.
was totally based on it.
Yeah, the little guinea pig looking monsters in the new Star Wars episode 8 were put in there because of this island was overrun by these, either I think it was puffins or these rodents. I'm not sure.
Interesting.
It might have been Quokkas.
A puffin looks like a unicorn kissed a penguin.
I would expect you to say a thing like
I
that.
want another fart right there, please.
I would expect you to say a terrible thing like that.
Or like a unicorn and a Quokka
You can kiss my unicorn. How about that?
raise some lovely adopted children.
Well, folks, we've got episode 80 and episode 80
Leave me now.
going away. We're gonna take you out with a Beacon House ballad.
Just go down.
Hunter's gonna find a way. Hunter and Casey are gonna find a way to weave these themes from this episode into about.
you to love my Quokka.
I'm gonna read tweets and Facebook posts about Tennessee losing yesterday. Stop texting me. I'm Googling how to tie a noose right now.
I bleed orange.
Oh my.